PEGGY study was a study looking at the efficacy of a pan-PI3 kinase inhibitor, pictilisib, in patients together with chemotherapy. And the study design was a randomized study looking at 183 patients, randomizing them paclitaxel plus minus pictilisib. The efficacy results of the PEGGY trial were that the trial did not reach its primary endpoint, that is prolongation of progression-free survival. Both study arms with and without pictilisib had about the same progression-free survival as the taxane monotherapy. There were two interesting findings. One was that in metastatic breast cancer, unlike in early breast cancer, we do have the majority of patients with circulating tumor cells, over 60% had circulating tumor cells. And unlike the primary tumor, where you just have one or two cells, these patients had numerous cells. So there were patients with 1, 2, and patients with over 50 cells, and the distribution was quite evenly among the different number groups. The second key finding was that about 18% of the patients with HER2-negative primary tumor have HER2-positive circulating tumor cells. And I think this is interesting because that will help us to define who needs anti-HER2 therapy. Is it just the patients with the the positive primary tumors, or can we also look at circulating cells as a marker of HER2 positivity? The key results, just to summarize, was that better quality of life in the global scores as well as in individual scores like emotional functioning, nausea, vomiting, pain. They were all benefiting in favor of the palbociclib arm, and also in the time to deterioration of pain that was also significantly longer in the palbociclib arm compared to the placebo arm, with 6 months median, also in a clinically meaningful way. I think the implications of the PALOMA-3, taking the efficacy data as well as the presented patient outcome data, which showed better and overall quality of life and maintaining that quality of life through the palbociclib treatment, will lead to a favorable high score, for example, on the ESMO magnitude of clinical benefit scale for new drugs evaluated, whether they add something on top of standard. So I think the results very nicely mirror the efficacy results, and with those results, I think we're all very eager to have this compound in clinical practice.